5 seconds remaining.
Right, where's my drafting panel at? Here it is.
All right.
Doige rocking the glasses again.
Hell yeah.
Stop
I
showing
really
me.
like these ones.
I like them too, yeah. They suit you.
Thanks.
Okay, let's just turn you up a tiny bit. There we go.
Might just be that I'm a bit quiet.
No, that's fine. That's good. We're good to go.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, so just for everyone who's just joined, yeah, we've got a new rule set just for game one. The third pick is going to be randomized by both teams. So we talked about this in the Dragon Slayers Discord chat. It means that players may have to pick quite flexible first two picks because you have no idea what hero you're going to get. You could get a core, you could get a support, you could get a hero which has to go in a certain role. What would be the worst pick to get, do you think, as a random?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I think, yeah, it's almost certainly going to depend on what they've picked already. But there are probably heroes that just some people can't play in a draft.
Chen? The one of the ones that can't play. Meepo?
Yeah.
I think the worst one, my opinion, worst hero possible is Broodmother.
Yeah. Yeah, those cheese heroes that require a lot of skill as well.
Well, Broodmother requires a lot of skill, but to get Broodmother picked for you, the third pick in the draft means you know what's coming out, right? Earthshaker,
Legion Commander.
Winter Wyvern's already counted
Grimstroke.
Broodmother. Yeah, Legion Commander, yeah. Grimstroke, you can one-shot a Broodmother, which is always quite fun. She also can't kill you so easily if you ink swell yourself. Yeah, Brood needs heroes who can lock her down, which is why some heroes you think are good against Brood aren't actually that good. But it's heroes like Earthshaker who has a big stun, Winter Wyvern who can lock her down. You know, stuff like Legion Commander is really good because once you get the duel, that's it. The Brood's going to die. So we'll see what happens. When Brood is not guaranteed, it's sort of like 1 in 120 heroes or something. So
It's a ridiculous amount. Yeah.
Skyrath comes out against the Wyvern quite often because it sets up for a free Mystic Flare when they use Cold Embrace, but Wyvern doesn't have to use Cold Embrace in front of Skyrath, so...
Yeah, I think Debate Mail's been playing a lot of it recently.
10 seconds
I think in
okay.
tournaments he's played it a bit.
Oh, interesting. In tournaments too, okay.
remaining.
Cool. Well, I actually think, contrary to maybe popular belief, I'm a big fan of Skyrath as a support. We've seen a lot of it in the in-houses. Brex played a fair bit of it, and a few other players, and it can do a lot of work for a POS 4. Like, way more than I think people realise.
It is just massive damage, good slow, good silence. And you don't need to buy those scaling items to deal damage in the early game as well. It used to be you basically need to get those 2 null talismans so your Q does damage, but now the concussive shot just deals enough.
It does.
You
don't even need that many items even in the late game. You hit level 12, let's say, that's still over 1,000 damage with Mystic Flare. Then you've got a Magic Amp and some other spells. You put them all on at the same time, and you can delete anyone. That's a very early puck. A reasonably flexible hero because can go POS 3, can actually go POS 5, but we don't have any puppies. I believe. I think Ross played it once. He's not in this lobby, but he played a POS 5 puck, and actually he did really well on it, so it's possible.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think it's good that they're picking those sorts of heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm a big fan of Winter Wyvern mid. I know it's not super popular at the moment, but I really like it with the Orchid Rush. Bloodthorn Rush even. Some pros literally first item Bloodthorn, and then you just ult someone, you guaranteed kill them. And then Aghanims as well. Orchid, Ags, Bloodthorn. That'd be my preferred way to play Winter Wyvern. And finally, Death Prophet. Okay, I say finally
Another
because
good
these are the, like you said, yeah, these are the last non-random picks. Now they can ban 3 heroes each, but they have to let the timer run out now and random. So this is really going to change everything.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it's
5
probably
seconds
not
remaining.
worth banning a hero that you don't want, I think.
You think it's better to ban something for a normal draft rather than the hero you don't want to get randomed?
Not inherently for a normal draft, just banning, assuming that you weren't going to ban them anyway. Because chances are you're not.
Radiant.
If you
Death Prophet and
ban
Skyrath are
someone...
very fast, so I wonder what you'll ban against them.
maybe you might want a Venomancer to just get some early kills if you want. It's a good slow, which could remove the help for that.
Banning anti-mage, but you do have 2 silences with Skyrath and Death Prophet, so I thought maybe you'd be okay against dealing with anti-mage, but maybe not.
Probably depends. You need them sort of both there at the same time. Otherwise, one of them just dies.
True.
5 seconds remaining.
And if you're not getting those kills early, he can probably fairly easily just go for a BKB build.
Could go for BKB. I think anti-mages neglect BKB because they have so much built-in magic resistance. They think that makes them immortal, and then they just get silenced. Use the Manta, get silenced again, and then inevitably die. Pugna being banned, okay. I guess they didn't want to play against like a full spell damage nuke team. Being decrepified and ancient sealed means you can kill practically anyone.
I think Sam also Jabate was always itching to go for the Aghanim's Shard as well,
10 seconds remaining.
which
Multiple
buffs
life
other
drains.
debuffs by 50%.
Oh no, the Skyrath
on the
one, sorry.
Skyrath,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Long silence. Does it buff your own debuffs, or it has to be other heroes? Was
I
it
think
your
it's
own too?
anyone's, yeah.
So even your own, you can get that 50% longer silence on Ancient Seal.
But
That's a
getting
really long silence.
a 50% longer Decrepify could just be horrible.
You'd never get out of that. You used to be kind of crawling around for 10 seconds. Yeah, that's quite painful, actually. Gone for Monkey King. It's been banned a lot, I think, just because it deals so well with offlaners. Like, every single melee offlaner will struggle against Monkey King to some extent, so I think that does make sense.
Yeah. Whenever I'm playing ranked, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to ban Monkey King. Because, like, I go off lane when I search for calls. I just think I just can't go against Monkey King.
Yeah, Tide Hunter, you're anti-melee, but not anti-Monkey King. And, you know, you got Sand King, a bit better, but you can never go in the creep wave if there's a Monkey King. Underlord, yeah, you can spam your wave on the creep wave, but then you can't go for last hit. So, yeah, Monkey King is a massive pain. You do not want to deal with him. Wind Ranger, well, Nat's in the game, in the lobby, so I guess it makes sense. It's also quite a flexible pick. Nat's good at it mid. He's also good at support Wind Ranger.
10 seconds remaining.
Right, it's the last ban, then they
5
have
seconds
to let the
remaining.
time go down. So this will be the exciting part, basically.
Oh, yeah. I just want to see just one hero who's really decent, just like, you know, a solid pick, and then get completely counted just by the other end.
That would be quite
Pure
funny. Yeah,
fault
yeah.
of chance.
Like Tinker and then a Zeus or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tinker would be fun to see because I don't know who could put try their hands at Tinker. Though I've heard you can play support Tinker, and actually it's not terrible. His spells hit really hard. His Ag Shard is pretty good. He can rearm support items, I guess. Imagine like a Tinker just glimmer caping people on cooldown. It's quite amusing, but
Yeah. I'm just force staffing people continuously.
Yules is pretty good on Tinker. You could just rearm Yules. It's cheaper than Scythe to keep people in perma Yules. But we'll see.
It'd be good against. Actually, I'm thinking, yeah, like against a Wyvern, you'd need to amp that up to the Wind Waker.
Yeah, not a bad item, but it's 7,000 gold. Okay, Morana's been picked. Now we have to wait for the time to run out.
Like, I've seen Wind Waker, I think, once in a game.
I've seen it once. I built it once as well. It's okay on like Leshrac. I've built it once, I think, because you can pulse Nova and move. The other thing which is quite nice is, you know, when you're in the tornado where you can move, you can go up cliffs. So it's a nice way to run away. Hello, Ollie.
I feel like there's just like nothing really, no reason to buy it on most people though. Oh.
It's a late game item. Okay, there's the first random. Gives you a support, so you can't complain about Jakiro, can you? Not amazing against Puck, but against other heroes, yeah, it's good for sure. They got very lucky, and you can see they have 0/0/0, so no reserve time whatsoever. So yeah, very lucky to get a support, a generic hero that can kind of go anywhere. The next one will be more interesting, I hope. I really want to see an awkward hero, one that's you're gonna have to be really woven into the draft. So we do have to wait for the reserve time to run out. The nice thing about this is there'll be no reserve time left, which means the picks have to go really quick from then on.
Yeah, it's quite good seeing people's panic reactions. suddenly.
Yeah, I might use draft penalty a bit more often. I want to keep it not there for normal captain's mode because people do need time to talk. But I like the sort of fast pacedness. We may do level 3 draft penalty next time.
Radiant team pick.
And here we go. Void Spirit.
Ooh.
Yeah, cool heroes. Yeah, I like these. These are sort of nice heroes, which now they have to incorporate in their draft. They've got Puck and Void Spirit, though. So Void Spirit can go POS 4. It can't even go POS 3. I'm not a massive fan of POS 3, but POS 4 is okay.
Team pick.
Okay, very quick Legion. It's locked down for Puck and Void Spirit, but then Wyvern has some synergy against, or some counter to Legion Commander. You can ult the Legion, you can Cold Embrace your ally, but Skyrath Legion is a very good combo. And Jakira, actually, because you just macro power on the duel, you Mystic Flare on the duel, you lock down a hero like Void Spirit and Puck. I like it. So some save, maybe?
It's exactly what me and Debate Mail were doing in the tournament.
What was it?
We were doing Skyrath Legion.
Yeah.
It was good against the Puck as well. It was a great amount of lockdown and burst for him.
I don't actually like Wraith King against Legion Commander because you know Legion can still get the dual damage win, even if he reincarnates.
But it's often really hard to get them against Wraith King in the first place.
Well, a little bit, but Wraith King's actually quite easy to duel in the later game. You Blade Mail, he hits himself very hard. I find him quite easy to farm dual damage off, to be honest. He's not got tons of escape mechanisms. He's not that tanky.
He tends to have just like more items though. AC gives him the armor.
Yeah,
I
eventually.
think has a better strength gain, so he usually has more health.
That's true. It's just my Legion Commander experience, but anyway, we'll see. I just want to see where they run the Void Spirit Puck. Remember that Dire have Rhyme playing on their team, so that always creates a different dynamic because that player pretty good at the game. So it just will depend on what hero he's playing. I'm sure no one wants to lane against someone about 3,000 MMR above him or above them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. Last band's coming out pretty quick because there's no reserve time. So Tidehunter is going to be one, Juggernaut, the other one. I'm getting confused because have you seen all those memes on the Reddit where they're putting Juggernaut's face on every hero, making a new hero?
10 seconds.
I have not seen that, but it sounds.
There's like they're terrible, but some of them are really good, like really good pieces of art and like 3D animations of Juggernaut's face, like on Broodmother, on Monkey King, what was it called, Junkie King, and Judge, which is Pudge with the Juggernaut mask. It's getting pretty silly.
I'd like to see that for Legion Commander. You just make them a lot more sort of Japanese inspired.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So, Shadow Demon has been banned. I think the Dire needs some save, so I think Shadow Demon makes sense. I would really like to see them pick some save. They didn't actually ban their last ban. Did you notice? I didn't realise. No ban.
Oh. Did they perhaps misclick it? Did they mean to ban it and then just accidentally pick it because they ran out?
Oh, you think they picked Kunkka when they meant to ban it?
Maybe.
It certainly gives them an odd lineup. Puck, Void Spirit, and Kunkka. Like, Wraith King is your core. Who is your support? Is it Void Spirit, +4, offlane Kunkka?
5 seconds remaining.
I used to like offlane Kunkka. You know, people who knew Ben or Flood, he played a lot of offlane Kunkka and he had a great success with it. Lifestealer, okay. Wonder why Lifestealer?
I think that's fair enough. They've got a good amount of sort of slows on their team, so they can definitely let the Lifestealer start a fight.
Yeah. There's actually not a lot of lockdown which instantly gets the Lifestealer. He's got to be careful about Puck's instant silence, but he can rage out of Kunkka's X marks the spot. He can rage as soon as Void Spirit jumps on him. He can rage Wraith King stun, which is really slow. Yeah, he can rage out of basically everything. He does okay against Kunkka. High HP targets do heal him a lot. Hi, Charlie. So, yeah, okay. I can see Lifestealer potentially working. The one thing I'm never sure about Lifestealer, is I really, really don't know how you build him. Do you go Maelstrom? Do you go Midas? Do you go Deso? Do you go Armlet? Do you then get the AC? Do you need do you go an early Basher? Do you need Mjolnir? I cannot work out what items are best for that hero. I just have no idea.
I guess. I mean, you're going to need to get an Abyss against a Puck, I think.
Yeah, eventually. Sure. I just don't know if Armlet is the best first item. Is it Maelstrom? Is it Desolator? Like, what does Lifestealer need first item? Just never sure, to be honest. He attacks fast. He doesn't hit very hard. No.
But he can hit for a long time.
He can. I feel like he has one of the most boring skills in the game now. A passive slow. It's like an orb of venom.
Yeah.
They've really been like anti-creative recently. If you think about the other most boring skill in the game that always gets memed on, and you know the one I'm talking about, do you?
Prepare for battle.
I feel like you'll say it, and I'll just go like, "Oh yeah, definitely."
The Razor passive. That just gives
Oh
move speed,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, it used to, when I started playing Dota, like this is in 2011, I started playing Dota 2, and Razor's passive was every time you get attacked, you fire a bolt of lightning back at the target. No, sorry, every time they cast a single target spell on you. And I don't know if it gave some passive move speed as well. I feel like it might have done. And now it's just move speed.
Yeah, I remember those times. That was fun.
Yeah, that was how he was for ages. Anyway. So, right, you've got the Legion Commander and Skyrath lane. That makes sense. You've got Kira Lifesteal. So everything makes sense for the Radiant. For the Dire, they've got Puck Void Spirit. It's like two mid heroes playing in the offlane together. Kinder is playing support Puck.
Try harder.
Puck has 0 base armor, which is not ideal. It's probably like 0.1. Veteran is playing Pos 3 Void Spirit. So that's how they're dealing with it. Wraith King and Wyvern in the top lane, and that means you end up with a mid Kunkka. Okay, so guess who gets to play mid? The mid main himself, Mr. 8000 MMR. So let's see how that goes. Bit of a fight going on in the top lane as well. Boba has not leveled up a skill yet. I mean, if he leveled up the Immortal Strike, he could have got a couple of hits off with it now. Now he's leveled the stun.
Doesn't really do.
He waits till the stun.
Doesn't really do terribly much damage level 1 though, does it?
No, but well,
40% bonus.
It's better than not having a skill at all. He could have fired out the Wraithfire Blast. That does 90 damage. But anyway, he chooses to hold on to it.
If he's wondering what's best for the lane.
You know what, I feel like this would be really interesting because I personally, I mean maybe Ryan thinks differently, but I think Death Prophet is very good against Kunkka mid because Death Prophet has high right click damage, is a ranged hero, can use Spirit Siphon. Kunkka has very high HP, in which case you can just get a lot of drain off on him. So it'll be interesting to see how well the lane matchup goes. So that'll be one to watch. Bot lane, we've got the mid heroes versus Juju and Luskadu. Oh, 690 points on both teams. Some actual predictions for one. The first game predictions are already always a bit low because so it takes time for people to, watch the stream. Most stream views tend to come in the second game anyway, not the first game.
Ah, fair enough.
Nice deny there. Oh, GG missing that last hit. It's the Ghoul Friends which gives the passive attack speed, isn't it? Yeah, up to 50 attack speed, 25% slow. I feel like the duration of that could be buffed a bit from 1.5 to maybe 3 or something. I feel like that's a very, very short slow. It means if you can get any distance from Lifestealer, you're fine. I guess you can
but
get
also, the amount that the slow is though, it very much helps that once you get on them, they need something to get away. If they don't have that something, and it's quite hard to move.
25% slow. So it's not massive, but it's enough. I don't understand. Can you explain Kunkka's Tidebringer? Like the sound of it sounds like he's firing a gun, and the way he attacks.
I think that's because he's got an immortal, hasn't he?
I know, but it just looks weird. Oh, it does say it is a bayonet, but like it just feels a bit out of place.
It's a gun sword, yeah.
Like Kunkka just like
so.
just firing a gun at you. I don't know. It just feels kind of weird. I guess it's that sort of period, like swashbuckling, Renaissance, sort of pirates and stuff.
Yeah,
kind of makes sense.
I think like those old immortals as well sort of do that similar thing.
Nat versus Ryan mid, yeah, 1v1 tournament continues, except raindrops and bottle very much allowed in this game. Well, you have Brex on Skyrath, and Brex is very, very comfortable with this hero. Another 0 armor hero. Nice attack animation on Skyrath. He's also got 625 attack range. Skyrath's problem is he has absolutely no armor, and his mana problems are quite large when he's played as a support. He is still going to go double null. You did talk about double null, didn't you? So that's still happening.
I've heard that for a while. You go that on Skyrath as a possible as well, just because the mana regen and the little bits of intelligence, the little bits of defense, and that armor and the HP.
Did you see the support quap build? What it was? It's going 4 nulls on support quap. It's spam Shadow Strike. Veteran dodges a little bit of damage, but it was too late. Yeah, 4 nulls means that Shadow Strike hits quite hard. You end up with a lot of regen. 12% spell amp.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more cost-effective spell amp than Pio, isn't it?
Oh, regen rune. That is exactly what Rhyme needs. That's what anyone needs. I think regen rune is the most game-changing rune. I actually feel like regen rune shouldn't spawn as the first rune.
I
the
think
first
so.
power rune. Whoa, Juju manages to get a kill with Luskadu. With Veteran, can he get the kill? No, he can't. Doesn't have any mana or any spells available. Does have a Fairy Fire, which he may have to use. No, he'll be okay. Whoa, actually, will he? Yeah, he'll be fine. Because rank 1 Liquid Fire does very little. He actually uses the Fairy Fire just in case. Meanwhile, we've got a bit of a fight in the top lane. Brex nearly goes down, but he won't. Jabatemore just going to do some right clicks. Interesting
Same for
build.
Wobber. He took a lot of fight damage there. He's
Oh, he
even
did?
brought more tangers in.
Rank 1 overwhelming odds was the option here. Interesting build. 2-1-2. The 1 point overwhelming odds allowing you to secure ranged last hits, which I think is important.
Yeah, plus also it helps to finish off targets who just make it out alive.
Gives a lot of move speed. Even rank 1 is a lot of move. I think the move speed's actually the same. Doesn't scale. Oh no, he walks into the Remnant. But he is going to be okay. Unfortunately, the damage from Puck just not quite enough.
Leaves him on about 20 health.
It's very low HP in the bot lane from all players. Wobber, he's also very low, using another tango. Being harassed out by somewhat. That's doing quite well mid, to be fair.
I feel like one can't really harass Legion Commander with auto attacks.
Not easily.
Unless...
I think you go in for the crit and you run out, I think is the best thing you can do. He's actually just jungling already. He's decided, Legion's too obnoxious, I'm out of here. Somewhat take the lane.
Is he placing down? Something I always like to do on Wraith King is place an observer ward just so it gets those 2 camps.
Wobber's made a massive mistake. Can you see what it is?
Where is skeletons?
Yeah, exactly. He pressed Vampiric Spirit, but he had no skeletons stored up, and so none of them came out. So, yeah, it's not ideal. Remnant. To Luskadu. I don't feel like Void Spirit have enough damage in the early game. That's the problem. Good harassment. Whoa, Juju taking massive chunks out of Kinder's HP. In fact, nearly getting him. He's going to rage under the tower. Phase shift was cancelled. Maybe a mistake, but I think Juju has gone too far. And out comes a TP with a very, very slow TP from somewhat. Juju's going to try and TP. They found him.
Oh, they've got the Remnant.
Bit of vision. Juju will go down. Very, very nice. Brex, he's annoying Wobber exactly as he should. So Brex realizes, yeah, Racing's gone to jungle. I'm not going to allow that.
Top tower is under attack. Oh, that's got to hurt.
I know there's an observer in their low ground jungle. Oh, they're going in for the duel.
They're going in, but I don't think they're going to get the duel, unfortunately. And Kinder's surprise TP's in to try and save Wobber. Wobber is having a tough time here. 14 lasted to 7 minutes.
Coming up top though.
With an Arcane Rune, max rank Tidebringer as well. What's Death Robber going to do? Just try and farm, try and take the tower? And Kunkka's here. Who's he going to go for? He decides Brex is the one. Yo ho ho! And Brex takes the magic damage straight to the face. I think Jabatemore's going to be fine. I think even Ryan realizes, oh, he could have been stunned. Maybe I would have done a duel on Kunkka just to keep him in lane, do you think? Or is that maybe too risky?
I think probably a bit too risky, because then you're forced to be attacking probably the tankiest hero in the game at the moment.
But the idea is just to, not to kill him, but just to stop him from TPing.
But things with 2 other heroes there who are free to just attack you
Yeah,
might even be a bit of a suicidal play.
That is true. I think I would have gone for it, and it might have been the wrong decision, but I would have not been able to stop myself. But anyway, let's have a look at the last hits. 61 on Kunkka at 8 minutes. He has had a good time, and he was able to go top. Now he's taking the stack for his team. I know the stack was not his, but he's taken it. 71 last hits now. But look how well this Legion commander's been doing. Taking the tower, 57 last hits. Jabate was having a fantastic game. And he's deciding to go for Rush Blink. I'm actually more of a fan of Rush Blade Mail myself. But I know Rush Blink can be good when you've got a Skyrath on your team. I think it makes perfect sense to do so. 57 last hits on Nat. It's not like he's had no farm. Jabate Mail now is a little bit out of position. Out comes the Kunkka with the double damage. Jabate Mail, here's a tanky hero. Tries to TP out, but Wobble's holding the stun. And Jabate Mail thinks maybe I'll kill somewhat. Oh, he nearly gets away. Look how fast he is. Actually salving up. He does manage to escape. 2 seconds for Torrent. There's no way Rhyme gets the Torrent.
Even level 1 overwhelming odds, if you get all those heroes in there, that's more than 27% move speed.
The Nat trying to push the mid tower, so Jabate Mail actually manages to escape a 3-man gank, including a double damage Kunkka. Incredible. Veteran going on Luskadoo does have level 6, which means you can do a lot of damage. Trying to go onto Nat. Gets silenced for quite a long time by Brex, but has another use of Astral Step if he needs it. Oh, just going to say hello when he gets salved. That's not very nice. You should say thank you or something. But anyway, there's the jelly. Quite a passive early game. Kunkka's tried to gank a little bit, and Rhymes managed to find some success. He's on 88 last hits at pre-10 minutes. That may go up a little bit more. Can he hit the 90 last hits at 10 minutes? Because that would be incredible. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
More. 92 last hits. No, 90 last hits, because Nat is waiting on the rune spot. But I think he's a little bit surrounded. There's no rune there either. Rune's in the top lane, but the torrent completely misses. X combo doesn't quite go out. Defensive ice path just in case. Oh, Rhyme's doing a lot of damage with the splash. Oh, and there's a bit of a fight going on here. Nat needs to be careful though, he's taking quite a lot of damage. Lots of back and forth.
Looks like he's looking for a duel.
I don't think he'll be able to find it. They're actually going to throw the boat. The boat does 400 magic damage, but it completely misses. Out comes the taunt, but the taunt goes into a creep. Jabate Mail is doing so much damage. He goes for the taunt, but he goes for Taunt and Void Spirit. I don't think that's enough damage, is there? It's really close. And Jabate Mail does not get any dual damage. He just manages to live, uses the wand. And he will manage to escape. About 1
he caught that
HP.
Void Spirit just as he used his shield.
And the Void Spirit did get a lot of shield from that. But wow, what a close encounter that was. I mean, I feel like Jabate Mail's the player with 9 lives at the moment. Every time they go on him, he just manages to escape.
That's what you want as a Legion commander. You can die for duels, but if you can make it out alive, that's even better.
You don't even need the damage from duel in the early game. It's only 10 damage at the beginning, which is pretty inconsequential. It's when you get level 12 and you start getting 20 a win and the game gets more sort of aggressive. That's when you want the duel win.
Yeah.
So in the early game, you just need to get kills with it. It doesn't matter if you get the last hit for 10 damage or not. You just need to lock people down. I think a lot of Legions become so obsessed with getting dual damage in the early game that if the game goes on 20 minutes and they have no dual damage, they just assume the game's over. Forgetting the fact that this hero can get a Blade Mail and a 5.5 second lockdown. That's what wins the game.
More than 5.5 seconds.
Goes up to 8 with Aghanims, I think, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And if you get the shard on the Skyrath Mage.
We're talking about like a 12-second duel.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point? The other player's been moved out the game. Oh, Veteran managed to find a kill. There's a bit of fight going on in the jungle. Juju has the armlet, so can use armlet toggle if he needs to. Think about armlet toggling. Nope. Oh, it gets in a creep on 70 HP, and Nat has turned up, and they are going to get the first duel, and Jabate Mail getting the duel. This does not look good. Kunkka's firing out the boat. The boat is going to land onto 2 of them, Brex and Nat. And the Kunkka, he's running around in haste, but he really isn't doing any damage. Jabate Mail is so strong, and the life steal is going to come out this time on about 70% health. Blink in from Jabate Mail, but there is no duel.
There was a duel. The duel was sent out against.
Yeah, no, you're right. There is, but no second duel.
Ah, yes,
the Radiant are doing so well. I mean, that was how lucky Juju was to escape that, about 1 HP. It looks like Nat's in a little bit of trouble. Never mind, he's just healed up by Jabate Mail. He's just going to be able to tank. They're actually going hard on the Kunkka, but Kunkka's also got an armlet. I like armlet Kunkka. That's I think that's a fun way to play him.
I think so, yeah.
You know, more health regen, damage, and a lot of damage when you activate it.
If he gets an imp core as well at 17 minutes, That's
That would be ideal. He's nearly dying in the jungle, though. I hope he armlet toggles properly. He should do. He's a high-ranked player.
if you have armlet and you know how to use it, I maintain that you can probably buy it on almost any hero.
There was a time when armlet was being built on Phantom Assassin, even though Phantom Assassin is not a strength hero. Version will get out using Astral Step.
It's only 25 damage you're missing out on.
Well, but that's quite a lot for an early game item. But like, you could just armlet toggle it. You still get the 35 damage plus the 15. So it's still 50 damage, 25 attack speed, 5 armor, an extra 4 armor when you toggle it on. I mean, it does a lot. Plus, Phantom Assassin can blur while doing the toggle. So you have a guaranteed toggle there. I mean, it's only 2,400 gold, and it goes for another duel win. I was going to say, do they have the damage? But then they find the Mystic Flare. Not quite enough damage. Do you know why? Because Kunkka tanked it. Excellent play from Rhyme. Look at the damage he is doing with the power of the Tidebringer. So excellent play. Jabetmo finally goes down. Rhyme is burning a little bit to the macro power, but he will just walk out. Brex firing the Mystic Flare. Not Mystic Flare, the concussive shot. Rhyme does get the illusion rune. But is he going to die? Yeah, he does actually go down. Juju will find the kill, and he's just going to be able to run away because he's quite a fast hero. Lifesteal is a fast hero, isn't he? 325 move speed sets him as one of the fastest, and he has phase boots. And so he just scuttles away.
It is quite a fast team on the Radiant. Legion Commander as well, Death Prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Even Skyrath.
Everyone is fast. Literally, I mean, Legion Commander is the second fastest hero in the game. Death Prophet is the fastest. Skyrath and Lifesteal in the 3-2-5 category. Apart from Jakira, everyone is incredibly rapid. Dire have the lockdown for it, though. I mean, they have Puck. Puck with the Dream Claw. Let's have a look at the hero levels. Haven't looked at them in a while. Level 11 on both the mid heroes. And in fact, it's almost perfectly matched this game. Tiny experience lead to the Radiant, but it's nothing to write home about yet. Net worth is also really close. The person who's suffering the most at the moment is Wobber, but he's a Wraith King. He's got 8 skeletons, so, you know, he'll be able to farm. He's going for Radiance, which feels a little bit greedy. I would have thought maybe Armlet number 3, but...
I don't know. I think, yeah. His
Midas?
teammates can definitely give him the space for it.
Yeah, I just feel like Radiance is one of those items you want to get maybe 18 minutes maximum, but I feel like he's going to take quite a long time to get it.
I think with Wraith King, it's one of those items that it's not just a great farming item. You can make so much use of it just during a fight.
That might be a little bit of trouble here. It's 3 versus 1, but he's quite a tanky hero. In fact, he uses his ultimate. He does also have the Yules. Uses himself, dodges a little bit of damage, healing himself up with Bottle as well. Spirit Siphon, that's actually okay. How comes the duel? Veteran's going to go immediately down. And Rhyme, he's very low, having to run away. In fact, Nat is just going for the dive. It looks pretty bad for Rhyme. He does have Armlet Toggle, doesn't manage to get off. Nat with the triple kill. They tried to gank him, but they could not succeed. Somewhat does not have enough mana for his ultimate. Nat's going in for the quad kill. Is he going to get it? Yes, he is. Ultra kill for Nat. Wow. I mean, he just popped his ult in the middle of everyone, and that's the power of rank 2 Death Prophet's ult. It is twice as good as the first rank, literally twice as good. Okay. Oh, there's the Yules. They've cancelled the TP. And I think he's going to go down. Who did the tip? I didn't see the tip.
I didn't know that.
Didn't see a tip. Dire fighting back. Brex actually goes down, but Wobble will die too. Jabetmo looking for a duel. There's a courier there, but Veteran with some nice courier micro. Somewhat immediately goes into his flying form, Arctic Burn. Always forget the name of that. Veteran going in. Oh, it's quite a low creep he's turned into. But Juju does have Rage. Is he going to use Rage? He is, but it's about to run out. Nice ultimate from someone. Look at the speed at which they delete Nat. So much attack speed. It's actually incredible. I know it gives 55 attack to you, but I think he pressed the attack himself at the same time.
Yeah.
So Nat just got deleted. So someone's going to enjoy 500 gold for the Nat kill streak, which was taken down.
And for Yules on the Void Spirit, Kunkka's got Medallion, finishing off a Solar Crest.
Interesting Solar Crest. Oh no, Veteran's going to die again. Mystic Flare combo. Rhyme is here, does get the boat off, but Jabetmo is just too tanky. He's not even built tanky. Just a bracer, but now he has the full Blade Mail coming in as well. Rhyme is not building He's not building a very like high damage build. You know when Ollie plays Kunkka, you tend to see Daedalus come out quite quickly from him.
Yeah.
How far away Kinder is on the camera. You tend to see Daedalus. We've seen him Radiance Kunkkas. You know, he's going Solar Crest. Now, Rhyme seems to build a lot of Solar Crest when he plays the Inhouses. I'm not sure if it's, you know, an item he usually values, but I just want to know the rationale behind building it on Kunkka. I know that his cleave is physical damage, right? So if you can Solar Crest the enemy, you take away 8 of their armor, which would give you a lot of damage. It does tank you up a bit. It gives you move speed. It does help out your Wraith King, perhaps. Maybe he realizes that he's not going to go pure damage. He needs to help his team out. Something like that.
I think it also works out against the Legion Commander.
Armor up your team. Legion Commander's going in again. Looks like someone's in trouble. Brex just drops the ult. And there's going to be yet another win. 50 dual damage. I mean, the power of Skyrath Legion is just too much.
Solar Crystals combine well with Winter Wyvern as well. A little bit of extra damage from it. If things get hairy late game, you need to ensure someone dies.
I think Juju needs to be a little bit careful. He's still only got rank 1 Rage. He's used it now. Rage is about to run out. That's gone. The Astral Step is used by Veteran. He's playing very safe there. Yeah, if people do hate tips, then I hope people don't do it. I'll maybe think about that later if anyone gets annoyed by it. I mean, nah, he gets taunted, but he's got his ult up. I don't feel like anyone can fight the Radiant. I know it's 12-7 in the score, but Nat feels a little bit unstoppable. Maybe bring him under the tier 2 towers to damage they need. They pop absolutely everything on him. Can they bring him down? They cannot bring him down. He gets healed by Jabetmo using max rank, press the attack, and Nat actually lives. They cast every single spell at him. They do even ult him. This may be the damage they need. No, it's still not enough. Out comes the boat. Yes, it's absolutely perfect time, but Nat keeps himself alive with Yu's got 30 HP, uses the 1. He's about to be healed up from the exorcism. It's really close, but he will die to simulate excellent placement from Veteran, but they get another dual damage using the Mystic Flare. Jabetmo out on 70 dual damage. Veteran trying to run away. Runs into Juju, and it's just going to get taken down. Uses himself to stay alive, to simulate. Will keep himself alive. Could have gone in for Juju, but Juju just armored Tognus. It is going to be okay. Luce could do with a double kill at the moment.
There's just certainly some high-octane armlet toggles I've seen.
There's a lot of armlets here. I would have liked to see Wobber pick one up as well, but anyway. Wobber's doing okay on the back of his team creating him some space. They did bring down Nat in the end. Actually, it was Veteran who managed to seal the deal with the Dissimulate onto his face.
I do like a good Radiance on most heroes, though.
Yeah, Radiance is alright. It just takes a bit. 21 minutes feels a bit late.
I mean, you're going to be standing in a fight for 2 lives worth. And you're going to be smashing hard over people's skulls, so... Smash harder. Deal the damage while you're just standing there.
I feel like if you get Radiance on any person early enough, on a hero who's tanky enough. Like I used to love building it on Necrophos because you just run around and the longer the fight goes on, the more damage you do. If you've ever looked at the breakdown, you know, when you have Dota Plus, for the damage your hero has done, if you built Radiance early game, it's at least a third of your damage on some heroes, maybe even more.
Oh, yeah.
And it also cancels Blink Daggers. It means that the enemy team, 17% mischance. So if they don't go some evasion piercing, it can be quite irritating to lose 17% of your damage to random misses.
One of my favourite heroes to build it on, and I know people are going to hate me for this, but I love doing it on Abaddon.
Pos 3 maybe. Not support.
Yeah. I don't play
I think Puck's in a bit of trouble. Nice ult from Somewhat. Is that going to be enough to kill Brex? But in the meantime, Somewhat will go down. No, Brex doesn't die because he only got the supports. The supports do not hit hard enough, and Nat doesn't. He's not a right-click hero. He went for the Magic Resist talent as well. Jabetmo is absolutely tearing it up this game. What a Legion player.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan has still managed to maintain top CS at the moment. Top CS and top net worth. But his team, suffering a little bit. Not too bad, though. I reckon this game is salvageable for the Dire. Radiant are actually now going to go roast, but they do have to commit exorcism for it.
All of the fights that have been happening, Wraith King's only died once. He's just been trying to farm in the jungle.
That's true.
Continues to do so for long enough. I think he can probably bring the game back around.
Well, perhaps, but nice use of stun, so the camp definitely stacked. But I mean, he's only going to have Radiance at about 24 minutes. It will be his only item. It is a good item, though.
Tower is under attack.
But it's going to take a bit of time for them to come back. Now, the Aegis went on to Juju. I think that was a good person to put it on. I'm not a massive fan of putting it on heroes that have really long cooldown ultimates, like Death Prophet.
Yeah. Especially people like Alchemist, I think you've talked about before.
Yeah, Alchemist, Lycan, Sven, those heroes who need their ultimate to win a team fight. If you put Aegis on them, and then they die and they come back to life, but they've used their BKB, they've used their God Strength, then they're a bit lackluster when they are alive again. You want it on heroes like Anti-Mage, who comes back to life and immediately just goes back in. Same with Storm Spirit, you're alive on full mana, and then you can zip in as much as you want. I think Storm Spirit is the best target in the game for Aegis, so I don't think anything else compares. Use of yours, the creep wave actually blocks the Remnant. Uskadu going to turn out the stun. Kunkka taking a bit of damage from himself. He's actually got the BKB in his backpack. He's going to swap it in now. Oh, it's Bitmel. He's going straight in. Yules and his Dissimulate, trying to keep themselves alive. Out comes the Jewel, but BKB's using the Kunkka. Massive damage going in. Bitmel looked like he was going to taunt anyway. This is a good fight for the Dire. Finally time for them to win. Now Juju, he is quite squishy. Goes down. Nice ult by Somewhat, holding him in place, ready to do a bit more damage. Nat's pretty low. Nak is torrented. Perfect timing. Does manage to use a 21 charge. Going to keep himself alive with Yules. Mystic Flare completely avoided by Veteran. Great move. And Wobber trying to kill Nat, but just does not have the ability to. He's going to go straight down. However, he is rating, so he will come back to life. But there's some buybacks used, and the buyback means that Jabitmo can be back and get some more duel damage. So that's definitely going to be worth it. Can they bring down Nat? That is the question. They are trying. Veteran is silenced. Wobber cannot chase him. He does have the Radiance, but he is going to have to go back. Was that only one buyback from the Radiant? One buyback, and it was Jabitmo, and he comes back and he immediately manages to get some duel wins.
If duel's on cooldown, something's going wrong.
Dire's top tower is doing its best.
So if you die with it up,
Good.
just buy back and run back in.
I messed up. I did not speak what I wanted to speak. Whoops. Said if it's on cooldown, something's wrong, but I meant the opposite.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Well, you want to be using it every time you can, pretty much.
I think
Dire has fortified its
knowing his playstyle, he's perfectly happy to do so.
110.
I like-
Oh, now he's in Life Seers in Legion Commander going for a gank. But not running actually near anyone. In fact, doing the opposite, running into the creep wave. And you can tell that Life Sealer is inside Jabitmo because of how fast he's moving and how much bonus HP he has. A bit of a fight going on the top lane. Nat is chasing Wobber, and Wobber does not have access to his ultimate yet, so will go down. Level 18 on this Death Prophet. And out comes the duel, and look how quickly Puck was there, and then Puck wasn't. You blinked, you missed it. And we've got Exorcism ready to go, max rank. Going for Shiva's Guard second item, I really like that because you've got some healing coming out from Somewhat. You've got the healing from Wraith King. You've got a lot of armor coming out. Nat, is he going to use his ultimate? He uses already. He does use the ult. It takes a bit of time for the spirits to start building, but he is completely safe. And Juju, he is just clicking the Kunkka. Kunkka actually pops the BKB just to get rid of the Ghoul Frenzy. And Nat is running in, running straight at the Kunkka. Is going to get taunted by Veteran. It's only rank 3. Nat is still chasing. Glimmerkick's being used. Defensive Torrent. Thankfully for the Dire, there's still a bit of creep wave to push up. They're buying a little bit of time. Exorcism does not last very long. It's a very powerful spell, but it only lasts... did I actually say its duration?
35 seconds.
Okay. And it's about to run out already. Veteran is going in. Veteran pretty much instantly kills Brex. Really excellent play. Out comes a Dreamcore. Dreamcore keeps Nat in place. But Jewel is back up. Kinder's got to be careful. Dunk is ready to go. Doesn't have the boat yet. Torrent, unfortunately, does not land it anymore. We've got the stun onto Nat, but Nat is still a very fast hero. Out comes another buyback. Brex buying back this time. Nat, nice use to simulate on top of him, but I think Nat's going to be fine. He has used quite a lot of mana, however, and Rhyme decides to TP out, just escaping from the Jewel damage. If the Jewel gotten him, he would have died, I think.
Definitely, yeah.
But he managed to escape. Lifestealer comes out. Immediate cold embrace from Somewhat. But then he gets stunned. Jewel. Yeah, that's going to be some easy duel damage. The fight is raging on. Can we get a kill onto Juju, however? Yes, we can. That's going to be one. Can we get the kill onto Jabitmo? But Jabitmo does have the Blade Mail. Wraith King will come back to life, but do we have the damage to kill him? Level 18 on the Legion Commander. Buyback is coming out from Somewhat. Look how fast Wobber goes down. That's the problem when the only item you have is Radiance. You are such a squishy hero. You've got 10 armor, And that's it. 10 armor, 1600 HP. This is what I mean by the Radiance Rush. If you had armlet, you would be a bit tankier. But anyway, good fight from the Radiant. They've slowly but surely building their lead, but they haven't managed to take any towers yet.
I think that makes sense. Chakra and Death Prophet are both really good pushers. There isn't anyone particularly on the dire. You can hit towers that well.
But I feel like the Radiant should be pushing more by now. Like, all the tier 2 towers are still up.
Yeah, I think it's...
Top net worth is still nearly Kunkka. He did go for the BKB, which I think was a smart purchase, but he's still committing to that Solar Crest. Maybe he's really hoping that the Wraith King is going to come online in a little bit, and that he's going to buff him.
Potentially, yeah. So...
The Wraith King also is one of those heroes who needs level 18, you know, as early as possible, because his ultimate has a very long cooldown in the early game. As soon as you get level 18, it's much, much lower. Russia's invaded the in-houses. Yeah, the Russian is none other than Rhyme. I can never tell what his name is or why, and they're just going to get a gank on him. Successful gank, dual damage, full 5-man smoke. That's... oh.
Oh, 5-man tick.
Yikes. Not sure that was... Not sure how that's going to go down. But we'll have to see.
Treating that like a Ross play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did 5-man smoke for it.
They did 5-man smoke to kill him. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens to that, but may have to address that at some point. Anyway, I'll deal with it later.
It was a kill for a tower.
It was, yeah. Silence goes on to Veteran. That's a long silence. Veteran does not have access to his Yules. Gets silenced again by the silence from Death Prophet, and Debate Mel whipping himself just has the duel up, and he's going to go straight into the duel. Mystic Flare dropped on top. And that's going to be yet another kill. Radiant doing very well at the moment. I think the MVP of this game is none other than Debate Mel. He might not be the most farmed, but just everything he's done this game has been incredible. It makes you wonder, how can you be so good at Legion Commander? Like, I see Legions who really struggle to get dual damage. I know he's got a good team for it, but he's almost seemed invincible, just being able to run whatever he wants. Now he has the BKB. They're really not going to be able to stop him. He almost could have gone Ags, I think, when you're that fed, because then you just duel and no one can stop the target.
Well, I think that's... I think you want to rush on Aghanims once your opponents are doing enough damage to destroy themselves. Like someone like a PA, Juggernaut, and Anti-Mage. But I think the tanky heroes like Kunkka and Wraith King, they do deal damage, but they can survive it themselves.
That's true.
Just to be sure, I think you want to leave the Ags for a bit later.
That's actually a good point, because you want to throw the Mystic Flare on top anyway, so... I mean, look at this. This hero, 1175 damage from Mystic Flare at rank 2, going up to 1600 magic damage. I mean, that's over 2.4 seconds. There are no abilities that even come close to how much raw damage that does in such a short period of time. Also, Ancient Seal is a 45% amp. He went for the lower cooldown, which I think makes sense on a support Skyrath. He even went for the move speed talent. I don't know why he wants to be so fast, but he's finding the biggest problem with Skyrath.
Legion, I think.
That's true. That's true. He's actually faster than. But that's the one thing about Skyrath. You have massive mana problems because your spells are just so expensive. That ultimate costs 800 mana at level 16, at level 18. 800. It's just ridiculous. You almost need that mana reduction. Do you remember when that was in the game? The Kai used to reduce the cost of things.
Oh, yeah.
Before they decided that that made Storm Spirit overpowered, and they had to tinker, and they had to change it.
Yeah. I liked that on the little heroes, but not on the big heroes.
Oh, on heroes where all of their damage came from mana, like Tinker and Storm Spirit, then yeah.
Medusa as well, I'd like to go on.
Mana burn reduction. I think Kunkka's in a bit of trouble, though he can always BKB TP up, but he can't TP up because here comes the duel. Is it going to be enough damage? It's way more than enough damage, not quite, but he still goes down. He's just trying to split push as much as possible, basically, which I think is fair enough because, yeah, he's building... Oh, Veteran. Nice choice. Oh, almost goes down, but beautiful Astral onto the tower. He has actually onto the pillar. He's got the Aghanim Scepter now. I think Luskudu's in a little bit of trouble.
Commander.
No, Luskudu's going to be fine. Level 17 Jakira. I mean, the level advantage is definitely building on the Radiant now. If you just have a look at those levels there.
That's even a lot of items.
He did go on.
Ether Lens, Yules, and a 4-stuff.
Lifestealer's inside. Somewhat gets immediately taken out. Trying to walk into his own jungle, not ideal. But we do have Armlet now on Wobber, so he is slowly building some items. Luskudu nearly goes down. It looks like Veteran's in a lot of trouble here. He gets silenced, but he uses himself. He has to assimilate. He's going to use it. Did he buy the Ag Shard yet? I think you should consider the Ag Shard. It's really good. Nice taunt, but I think that's absolutely fine. That also has a BKB, so he is a very durable hero.
Yeah, it's all the items he really needs to take it to the late game, I think.
Now Brex has his own Atos. So you've got to be careful. Brex is going to solo you if you're not.
Booming Commanders almost got the Assault Cuirass, about 1200 gold off.
Whoa, that's going to be tough. Almost, what, 450 damage more. 458 damage. Lifestealer's gone for a Deso and a Sanj and Yasha. So, good items. The thing about Lifestealer is he doesn't ever seem to be that tanky. Do you find that? I mean, look at how bad his stat gain is.
Yeah. I think it's because he has so much healing from just hitting people enough. He's supposed to be sort of the guy who just can beat those sort of big tanky heroes in a long fight. And
I guess
someone's entire game plan is just outlast the carry. Lifestealer just decides, how about I do that instead?
I just don't understand
to give him his own inherent tankiness.
Yeah, but 2.4 strength gain is so pitiful for a core. I mean, there are cores getting nearly 5 agi gain, and he gets 2.4 agi, 2.4 strength. It's pretty rubbish. I mean, there are int heroes getting more than 2.4 agi gain. Any here? Puck, 2.5 agi gain.
Yeah.
Void Spirit, no, not quite. Death Prophet, no, rubbish agi gain on Death Prophet. Anyway, I think Dagger now being
I think
built
Death Prophet needs a rubbish one, because that gives you Blade Mail is actually a good choice. If her agi gain was too high, then you have to deal extended magical damage through all her healing.
For such a long time, Blade Mail used to give int. I don't know why they removed it. It was being built by too many int heroes, like Queen of Pain and Nature's Prophet first item Blade Mail, which was I like that Queen of Pain build. Anyone remember that meta? Like 3 nulls Blade Mail Queen of Pain. You just blink into their face and they can't hit you because you've got Blade Mail up. And so what do? Nature's Prophet used to do that as well. Triple null phase boots Blade Mail. You just literally teleport into the enemy and pop Blade Mail, and they're like, well, we can't hit you or we die. But we have to kind of do something about you because you're killing our team with your right clicks.
It was so much nicer for just about every offlaner as well, because Intelligence gave you just that nice little bit of mana that you really wanted.
That's true. Dire are holding off with the Glyph. They're trying to take a tier 2 tower, but they're going to have to go back because they're about to lose their tier 3. Ecticism is up and they've got the cheese, and they do not have the damage to burst with Death Prophet. I think this is going to be a really hard fight for the Dire. In fact, I think they're just going to have to sacrifice. I mean, look, the Catapult has Lifestealer inside it. And that's going to be Raxed.
Oh, they're saving the Catapult for other lanes.
Oh, genius. Wheeling it around.
Although,
We've got the Dream Corp. Is this enough to kill Nat? But Nat has the cheese. He can pop it whenever he wants. Doesn't even need to, because Exorcism Spirit's going to come back and heal him to full HP.
I do think the Lifestealer deals more damage than the Siege Creeper, though. It
sure?
takes more damage from towers.
But Siege Creep has bonus damage to towers.
But its attack speed is so slow.
Yeah, look. That's why you press the attack it. Oh, look at the Mystic Flare doing a lot of damage. Kunk almost immediately dies. He's going to be kept safe just by somewhat. And he does have the BKB to use and the Armlet Toggle. Is he going to Armlet Toggle? Doesn't need to, somewhat. Holds him in place. He's got to be really careful. Going to follow up. Oh, the dual debate mode. He was so patient and he manages to find the kill onto Ryan. Wobber does have reincarnation, so Juju's got to be a little careful about diving, but he's got his own Aegis. What's going on here? We've got a little bit of a fight. Veteran is trying to escape. He does have Astral Step. Can use it. Uses it to get out. So a very tough fight. Looks like both teams suffered a lot of damage. Lifestealer pretty much on 1 HP, but he does have the Aegis, so he doesn't really care. The main hero, though, is this debate mail.
just been gifted a cheese as a death prophet.
And there's a kill. Veteran manages to stop the Aegis, but that's only the Aegis. And Jabate, yeah, this uses the cheese. You're right, giving the cheese was absolutely perfect. And Jabate was just chopping up the Wraith King, but the Wraith King will respawn. But what can you get on top of it? Yes, you've held them in place. Do you have the damage to go on Nat? In fact, you might do. Nat just pops the BKB, so it's going to be fine. There's no Aghanims on the puck yet. Actually, not that far from Aghanims. But it's too late. They've taken a second lane of racks, and I think the time is ticking for the Dire. 20,000 gold behind. They only have 13 kills. Now the Kunkka is not on top of net worth, even though he has been farming extremely well this game.
Beaten by 3 Radiant Heroes.
I think all things considered, Veteran has played quite well on the Void Spirit. I think it's not a hero he plays a lot of, but he's managed to make some pretty good plays, and I think his Ether Remnant placements have been almost perfectly spot on. I know Creep Wave has eaten a few of them.
Definitely has the skill on Void Spirit.
Yeah, it's just a bit of an awkward lane combo, I think, going Puck and Void Spirit. It lacks damage. They maybe couldn't get as many kills as they wanted. The problem is, what hero doesn't lack damage? The Legion Commander. And going in for another duel win. Wobbler is here, goes for the stun. BKB was not popped, and in fact, Rhyme is going to live, but no, he will die afterwards. It might not be a duel win, but it's enough to lock him down. And this looks pretty bad for the Dire. You cannot kill Jabate Mail. You can try, but you cannot succeed. Look how much heal he gets when you have this much lifesteal. And Nat is here as well. There is going to be a buyback from Veteran to try and save his team. But look, the lifesteal is inside the Legion Commander. Out comes the ultimate. Mystic Flare on top. That's going to get a kill, but they managed to kill Nat. That is a pretty important kill. Although that is a dieback from Veteran. So I think Nat dying might not actually matter. Look at the damage they are doing to this tower with the... What have they got? Assault, Cuirass, and Desolator? That's going to be megas. You've lost
Ryan,
still
have
you've lost
exorcism
Veteran.
on the Death Prophet.
When she comes back to life, but I don't think it matters. I think the game's already over. Debate Mail is looking again. Pops the Blade Mail. There he goes. Pretty much gets a 3-shot there. And Wobber,
he just wants
look how
more
quickly
damage.
he goes down.
You can see how quickly he can kill the Wraith King, and he just goes straight for the Winter Ivan just because he sees him.
I feel like that you should be using duel when you're that fed to go for kills on important targets, not just pad your dual damage stats, but it doesn't matter. Game is over. They get 1 kill in the base, and GG is called. Pretty brutal game. I mean, the Dire, they tried, and they had a few fights that looked promising, but it was really, really tough for them. We just have a look at the graph. It didn't look too bad for 20-25 minutes even. If we look at 20-25 minutes, Kunkka's keeping up with the rest of the enemy team. You know, Lifestealer is ahead of the Wraith King, but it's not actually too bad, but then it just scaled out of control.
Yeah, I think Lifestealer is one of those heroes where if you can just get those gold from kills, it's just something he won't stop doing. He's got no abilities to clear creeps.
That is true.